Audio recording transcript. Sergeant Alexei Volkov. This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov, 32 years old, Spetsnaz crew. The date is April 15th, 2024. I'm sitting in a makeshift command tent about 2 kilometers from the Chernobyl exclusion zone. The air in here is thick with sweat and anxiety. I can feel the tension, like an electric current running through my body. I've been assigned to document this godforsaken mission. For posterity, they said. More like so they have someone to blame if this all goes tits up. 3 days ago, at approximately 0400 hours, seismic monitors picked up a massive underground explosion beneath the Chernobyl site. Not like tremors from the old reactor settling. No, this was big. Fucking huge. Satellite imagery showed a crack in the earth near Reactor 4, big enough to swallow a goddamn tank. Initial drone recon. Well, that's where things get weird. Energy readings off the charts. Patterns that don't make sense. And the biological anomalies. Christ, I don't even want to think about those right now. Our team, we're 12 poor bastards chosen for this mission. Here's the rundown. Number 1. Captain Yulia Petrova, our fearless leader, ex-FSB, specializes in hazardous environments, cold as ice, that one. Number 2. Lieutenant Ivan Sokolov, second in command, demolitions expert, always has a sick joke ready, even now. Number 3. Dr. Mikhail Kuznetsov, our resident egghead, specialist in radiation and anomalous phenomena, whatever the fuck that means. Number 4. Corporal Natasha Ivanova, comms expert, young but sharp as a tack. Number 5. Private Dmitry Popov, the baby of the group. Kid's got eyes like a hawk though. The rest: Sergeant Viktor Romanov, Corporal Andrei Volkov, no relation, Private Yelena Sokolova, Private Igor Kovalev, Private Anastasia Orlova, and Private Grigory Lebedev. All good soldiers. God, I hope I'm not recording their obituaries. Our gear, it's like something out of a sci-fi flick. The suits are some experimental shit, supposedly can withstand radiation levels that would melt your average hazmat gear. Weapons are unusual, not your standard issue stuff. They tell us these can affect non-standard biological entities. The fuck does that even mean? The comms devices are top-notch, designed to penetrate dense rock. At least, that's what they claim. We'll see how well they work when we're half a kilometer underground. Our mission is simple on paper. Descend into the crack, find out what caused the explosion, assess any threats, and report back. Simple, right? Because subterranean expeditions into irradiated hellholes always go according to plan. Fuck. What the? The crack is expanding? Shit. This is Sergeant Volkov. We're moving out now. The situation's escalated. I can hear Captain Petrova shouting orders. We're gearing up and heading to the site immediately. We're approaching the crack now. Holy mother of. It's like a mouth in the earth. It gotta be at least 30 meters across. There's some kind of mist coming out of it. The stench is overwhelming, like ozone mixed with rotting meat and something else. Something I can't even begin to describe. It's making my eyes water, even through the mask filters. The ground is cracking beneath our feet. Sounds like it's about to give way any second. Private Popov just vomited in his mask. Can't say I blame him. This is it. We're preparing to descend. If anyone is listening to this, pray for us. We're going to need all the help we can get. Sergeant Alexei Volkov, signing off. We're going in. God help us all. Sergeant Alexei Volkov reporting. Time? Fuck, I don't know. My watch stopped the moment we entered this fucking hole. We have been descending for what feels like hours. The darkness, it's absolute. Our helmet lamps barely cut through it. It's like the darkness is alive, pushing back against our light. The beam doesn't travel more than a few meters before it just stops, as if the air itself is absorbing it. The walls, there's something on them, some kind of substance. It's slick, almost oily to the touch, and it's got this faint glow to it. Bioluminescence, the doc says, but it's not like any bioluminescence I've ever seen. The color, it's not right. It's like a color that shouldn't exist. Our Geiger counters are going haywire. 1 second, they're silent. The next, they're screaming like they're about to melt down. Dr. Kuznetsov says it's impossible, that the radiation levels can't be fluctuating that rapidly. But we can all see the needles dancing. There's something down there. Or maybe it's just the rocks settling. Shit, I hope it's just the rocks settling. Fuck, Popov's line just snagged on something. Hold on, I'm going to try to... Jesus Christ. There's some kind of growth on the rock face. It's pulsating, like it's alive. It's got Popov's line tangled up. We're trying to cut him free, but... Shit, the growth is starting to climb up his rope. We cut him free, but that thing, it tried to pull him in. I swear, it tried to pull him in. We're continuing our descent. The air, it's getting thicker, harder to breathe. And that smell, it's getting stronger, making me dizzy. It's like a mixture of decay and something sickeningly sweet. It coats the back of my throat, making me gag. Sokolov just threw up in his mask. Had to help him clean it out. The vomit, it was glowing. Fucking glowing. What the hell is this place doing to us? Wait, what's that? There's something below us. A light? No, not a light. More like an absence of darkness. I can't explain it. It's... I've hit bottom. Captain Petrova's voice, distant. Oh God, we've reached the bottom. I don't know if I want to see what's down there. The very air feels wrong. Like it's pressing in on us from all sides. We're all down now. Captain Petrova is doing a head count. Everyone made it. But I don't think we're alone down here. I can feel something watching us. What the fuck was that? Did you hear it? It sounded like... No, that's impossible. We're hundreds of meters underground. There can't be... Oh God. Oh God. What is this place? What have we gotten ourselves into? This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov. If anyone is receiving this, send help. Send everything you've got. Because whatever is down here, it isn't natural. It isn't. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I see something moving in the dark. This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov. I don't know how long it's been since my last entry. Time doesn't seem to work right down here. Our watches are all frozen, showing different times. It's like we've entered some kind of... Fuck, I don't know. Some kind of hell. We're in a vast cavern. The scale of it, it's impossible. Our lights can't reach the ceiling or the far walls. It's like we're in the hollow center of the earth itself. But that's not the worst of it. Not by a long shot. The cavern. It's alive. I know how that sounds, but I swear to God, it's fucking alive. The walls pulse like a giant heart. I can feel the vibrations through my boots. A sickening rhythm that seems to penetrate my very bones. There are structures. Fuck, I don't even know if you can call them structures. They look like fungi, but they breathe. They fucking breathe. There are pools of liquid scattered around. But the liquid, it moves against gravity. It climbs up the walls, forms shapes in the air. Kuznetsov tried to take a sample, but the moment his instrument touched it, the liquid, it screamed, a high-pitched wail that made my teeth ache and my vision blur. The air down here, it's thick, almost syrupy. Every breath feels like I'm drowning. And the taste? Christ, the taste. It's metallic, like blood, but also sweet, sickeningly sweet. Ivanova vomited earlier, and the vomit, it started moving, creeping along the ground like it was alive. Oh God, no. We found animals, or what used to be animals. They're wrong, mutated beyond recognition. There's something that might have been a deer, but its skin is translucent, and I can see its organs pulsing, rearranging themselves. Another looks like it might have been a wolf, but it has too many limbs, and its fur is made of what looks like tiny writhing worms. Kuznetsov is losing it. He keeps muttering about how this is impossible, how the mutations we're seeing would take millions of years of evolution, not mere days. He's saying that time itself must be warped down here. Our equipment is going haywire. Compasses spin wildly, pointing in impossible directions. The radios emit nothing but static, punctuated by what sounds like whispers. Whispers in a language that makes my skin crawl. There's movement in the shadows, always just at the edge of our vision. Shapes that don't make sense, that seem to fold in on themselves in ways that hurt to look at. Popov swears he saw something with too many eyes watching us from a crevice. But when we turned to look, there was nothing there. Just the pulsing wall and that goddamn bioluminescent slime. Fuck, something just flew overhead. I couldn't get a good look at it, but it was big and wrong. The shape, it didn't make sense. Like a bird, but inside out, with organs on the outside and bones jutting out at impossible angles. We need to keep moving. Captain Petrova says we need to find the source of the explosion. But I'm not sure I want to. Every step takes us deeper into this nightmare, and I can feel my sanity slipping away with each passing moment. Wait, what was that? It sounded huge, impossibly huge, and it came from deeper down, where we're heading, where the explosion originated. We have to go on. We have to finish the mission. Sokolov's voice, barely audible. He's right. God help us, he's right. We have to go on. We have to find out what caused this. What birthed this nightmare. This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov. If anyone is receiving this, if anyone ever finds these recordings, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what we've unleashed. Please destroy this place. Destroy us. It's the only way to stop it from spreading. We're moving out now, deeper into the abyss, into the heart of this hell. This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov. I don't know if I'm still sane. What we've seen, what we've encountered, it defies everything I thought I knew about reality. We've made it deeper, so much deeper. The tunnels, they've opened up into a massive chamber. It's like the heart of the earth itself. And in the center, oh God, in the center, there's something here. Something vast, incomprehensible. It's like looking at a hole in reality itself. A writhing mass of everything and nothing. Colors that shouldn't exist. Geometries that make my mind scream. It noticed us. The moment we entered the chamber, it turned its attention to us. I say turned, but it doesn't have a front or back. It's everywhere and nowhere at once. Sokolov, he looked directly at it. His eyes, they're bleeding. He's on the ground, convulsing, foam mixed with blood pouring from his mouth. The veins in his skin are turning black, pulsating. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Sokolov's, his body is twisting, reforming. His bones are breaking, rearranging themselves. His skin it's like it's melting off, revealing something else underneath. The stench of his transforming flesh is overwhelming. It's like rotting meat mixed with burning plastic and something alien. He attacked Lebedev, tore him apart with what used to be his hands. They're more like claws now, dripping with some kind of acid. Lebedev's body, it's dissolving, merging with the ground. The sizzling sound of flesh melting into rock is indescribable. The entity, it's communicating, not with words, but with images, thoughts, emotions. It's flooding my mind. I can see everything. The birth of stars, the death of galaxies, the beginning of life on Earth. And its end. My head feels like it's about to explode, pressure building behind my eyes. Volkov, he couldn't take it. He just liquefied, turned into a puddle of raw matter. The ground absorbed him. The squelching sound as he was consumed, I'll never forget it. I understand now. This entity, it's not from our world. It's not even from our universe. It's a cosmic being. A god. No, not a god. Something beyond gods. It exists in dimensions we can't even comprehend. The explosion. It wasn't an explosion. It was this entity tearing through the fabric of reality, using the residual energy from the Chernobyl disaster as a beacon, a way to locate our world. It's shown me its plan. It wants to reshape our world, to remake it in its image. The mutations, the changes we've seen, is just the beginning. It's going to transform every living thing on the planet, evolve us into something beyond human. My body, oh God, my body, it's changing me. I can feel every cell, every atom being rewritten. The pain is beyond anything I've ever felt. But also ecstasy. I can feel my consciousness expanding, touching minds across the planet. I see it all now. The entity, it's not evil. It's beyond our concept of good and evil. It's the next step in evolution. Not just for humanity, but for the entire universe. It's rising. The entity is rising. I can feel the earth shaking. Reality itself bending around it. This is it. This is the moment everything changes. To anyone who hears this, don't fight it. You can't fight it. The change is coming. The evolution of everything. It will be terrifying. It will be painful. But it will be transcendent. I am Sergeant Alexei Volkov. I am the herald of the new age. I am becoming. This is Sergeant Alexei Volkov. I'm running. God, I'm running as fast as I can. The things I've seen, the horrors, I can't process it all. The entity, that cosmic abomination, it tried to change me, to remake me in its image. But something went wrong. Or right. I don't know. The others, they weren't so lucky. The tunnels are collapsing around me. Reality itself seems to be warping. Gravity shifts wildly. One moment, I'm running underground. The next, I'm falling upwards, then sideways. It's like the whole underground complex is being twisted like a pretzel. Oh fuck, something's chasing me. I can sense it, moving through the tunnels. It feels big, really big, and fast, too fast. The air behind me feels wrong, like it's being displaced by something that shouldn't exist. I'm down to my last magazine. The bullets, they don't do much, just piss these things off. But it slowed it down. Maybe enough for me too. Shit, the tunnel's flooding. Some kind of black liquid. It smells like rotten ozone. It's eating through the rock, creating new tunnels. I have to find higher ground. The liquid hisses and bubbles where it touches the walls, releasing a noxious gas that burns my lungs even through the filter. I can see the others, former team members, or what's left of them. They're fused with the walls. Their faces, oh god, their faces are still moving, still screaming silently. I can hear their voices in my head, begging for death. Their flesh ripples and undulates, merging with the living rock around them. The entity, it's rising. I can feel the whole place shaking apart. Cracks are forming in the ceiling, letting in daylight. There's a way out. Had to shoot my way through some kind of a fleshy barrier, like a membrane. It was Sokolov, or what was left of him, spread out, trying to block the exit. I'm sorry, Ivan. I'm so sorry. The barrier quivered and pulsed as I tore through it, releasing a sickly sweet odor that made me gag. I'm climbing. The shaft, it's barely wide enough for me to squeeze through. The walls are pulsating, trying to close in on me. My skin, it burned where it touches the rock, like it's trying to absorb me. I can feel the tendrils of something trying to burrow into my flesh. Something's happening below. The explosions. Maybe the entity destabilized the old reactor? Or maybe someone on the surface figured out what's happening, trying to seal this horror away. Fuck, my leg. Something grabbed my leg. A tentacle or a mutated arm. I can feel it trying to pull me back down. The skin where it's touching me, it's changing, morphing. I can see the veins turning black, spreading upwards. Had to cut it off, the infected part of my leg. Better a limp than becoming one of those things. The blood's flowing black, but I think I got it all. The pain is excruciating, but the adrenaline is keeping me going. I can see it, the surface, just a few more meters. The air, it smells different, clean, real. I'm almost there, almost. Oh god, the entity, it's right below me. I can feel its attention, focused on me. The last one to escape, the one that got away. I can feel it in my mind, trying to seep in, trying to change me, to pull me back. Not today, you cosmic bastard. Not fucking today. I'm out. I'm on the surface. The sun. Oh god, the sun. I never thought I'd be so happy to be blinded by daylight. Wait. Something's wrong. The landscape. It's changed. Everything's overgrown. Like years have passed. Where's our tents? Our equipment? It's all gone, replaced by thick, unnatural vegetation. The plants, they're moving, pulsing, like they're breathing. I can see a group in the distance. Soldiers? They're coming this way. Thank God. Help is here. I need to tell them what happened. What we found down there. They need to know. Hey, over here! I'm Sergeant Alexei Volkov. I was part of the expedition. You need to listen to me. The thing down there, it's... Why are they pointing guns at me? No, wait. I can explain. The entity, it's trying to. Transcriber's note. My name is Dr. Anya Petrova, and I am a researcher at the Global Anomaly Research Institute, Gary. As I write this, it has been 38 years since the events described in Sergeant Alexei Volkov's audio logs, but just 3 months since he was killed. I am responsible for transcribing and analyzing these recordings, which were recovered from the edge of what we now call the Chernobyl Anomalous Zone, C.A.Z. The world has changed dramatically since that fateful day in 2024. The entity that Volkov and his team encountered beneath Chernobyl has left an indelible mark on our planet. The crack they descended into closed shortly after Volkov's emergence, sealing itself as if it had never existed. For 38 years, we searched tirelessly for any trace of it, but found nothing. That is, until 3 weeks ago, when the crack reopened. It's worth noting that the first opening occurred exactly 38 years after the original Chernobyl disaster in 1986. The second opening, 38 years later, cannot be a coincidence. We believe the entity operates on a cycle we don't yet understand. The Earth we now know is vastly different from the one Volkov left behind. In the years following the first opening, a zone of unnatural flora and fauna began to spread from the Chernobyl site. This zone, which we've dubbed the C.A.Z., now covers an area with a radius of approximately 800 kilometers. The growth has been slow but steady, advancing about 21 kilometers per year. The C.A.Z. is a place of horror and wonder. Plant life within the zone defies all known botanical classifications. Trees with leaves that glow in impossible colors, grass that moves of its own accord, flower that seem to whisper in alien tongues. Animal life is even stranger. Creatures that seem to be hybrids of multiple species, or entirely new forms of life altogether. Humans who spent too long in the C.A.Z. began to change. At first, it's subtle, increased sensory perception, accelerated healing. But as exposure continues, the changes become more dramatic and disturbing. We've seen cases of spontaneous mutation, extra limbs growing overnight, skin becoming translucent, revealing pulsating organs beneath. In the most extreme cases, individuals have transformed into something no longer recognizable as human. The death of Sergeant Volkov was tragic, but in hindsight, inevitable. The soldiers who encountered him couldn't have known what he'd been through, or the valuable information he carried. His death, while regrettable, has provided us with these invaluable recordings. We found Volkov's recorder in a patch of strange metallic vegetation. The plants had grown around and through the device, as if trying to absorb it. It took our best technicians months to extract and decrypt the data. These recordings have been instrumental in our understanding of the entity and its intentions. They've helped us develop new strategies for studying and containing the C.A.Z. We've made significant progress in creating protective gear that allows researchers to spend limited time within the zone without suffering ill effects. However, we are far from understanding the full scope of what we're dealing with. The entity Volkov described seems to operate on a scale beyond our comprehension. Its actions, which may seem hostile or destructive to us, could be part of a grand design we're not equipped to perceive. We continue our research, always mindful of the sacrifices made by Volkov and his team. Their bravery in the face of cosmic horror has given us a fighting chance to understand and perhaps one day coexist with this new reality. As for Alexei Volkov himself, we found no trace of his body. Given the nature of the C.A.Z., it's possible that his remains were instantly absorbed into the ecosystem. In a way, perhaps, he did become the herald of the new age he spoke of in his final moments. To anyone listening to this transcript, the world as we knew it is gone. We stand on the brink of a new era of human evolution. Whether this change will be our salvation or our doom remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: we must be prepared for anything. This is Dr. Anya Petrova, signing off. As I continue my work, I can't help but feel a personal connection to this case. There are still so many unanswered questions, so many mysteries to unravel, and perhaps, in unraveling them, I might find the answers I've been seeking my entire life. Answers about the fate of those who never returned from that first fateful expedition. May God help us in the days to come. End of transcript.